Good evening and welcome to yet another great episode of Bahrain Now, your source of local initiatives, happenings, talents, and trends. I'm your host, Bara Abdallah, here to walk you through an exciting lineup of segments and personality from around Bahrain. So don't go away, we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, chiropractic is a physical treatment technique used to help relieve problems with the bones, muscles, and joints. It has been widely spread and used as a treatment for athletes and patients, which results in excellent outcomes for the human body. With us today is Dr. Amy Bowzaylo, the CEO and chiropractor at the In Touch Clinic. But let's watch this video first. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us tonight is herself, the CEO and the chiropractor, Dr. Amy. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm really good. How are you?
I'm okay. Thank you for asking. We're super excited with the In Touch Clinic. Tell us more about your clinic.
Oh, I'm happy to be here. The idea for the clinic started in about 2011, and we got full licensing and we were up and running in the beginning of 2014. We're a rehabilitation center, but we are an integrated care facility, so we have both physical medicine, normal medicine, and alternative and complementary medicines together. So we meld that together. We look at the patient as a whole person. We look at everything about your daily activities, your lifestyle, and we use that to treat you and keep you better.
Amazing. Actually, I saw this in action, as we first met up in different events, like the calisthenics championship or the boxing events. And the moment all the athletes are done, it's like, where's Amy? Where's Amy? Let's go. And I saw how you not only took them in and, you were making sure which muscle to tap into, but you were talking to them, understanding their psyche and what really works for them. That's amazing. So much appreciated for your
Thank you
awesome
very
activities.
much. Thank you.
So now, earlier, as we were going offset, when I took the word chiropractic on Google Translate and saw that in Arabic, and I'm like, interesting, it's a whole sentence. Thank God it wasn't on a paragraph. But what is a chiropractic?
What is it? Chiropractic is a medicine that focuses on natural medicine, and we look at diagnosing and treating physical ailments in the body. So we look at muscles, joints, bones, and mobility, and we treat that with a series of manipulations with our hands. So chiropractic comes from a Greek word, chiro and praxis, so by hand.
Okay.
And then we look at the person as a whole being, and we look at your nutrition, your lifestyle, your sleep patterns, your stress levels, and we work on that all to give you a treatment.
Amazing, amazing. So now, as you introduce this whole, I would say, clinical yet alternative medicine and the entire package to Bahrain, how was the reception?
It was amazing. It was excellent. So some Bahrainis had experienced it in Saudi when I was working there before, but a lot of Bahrainis are really into natural medicine, and they're looking at ways to make their health better without taking so much medication, or looking at ways of prevention is probably a better way to say it. So they're looking at preventing disease and improving their lifestyle so that they have a better quality of life.
Amazing. Now with all that being said, do you see that athletes right now appreciate this more than before? You know, it wasn't that much available, I would say, or popular, but then when you came to the market, introduced it with, I would say, a very interesting way, like, you know, attending events, being here and there, talking about it on different platforms. So how things changed right now, how people perceive it?
Well, we certainly do have a lot more athletes seeking us out now. We get people coming, Olympic weightlifters, boxers, triathletes, basketball, football, rugby players, badminton, golfers who want to improve their swing, because if the middle of your back is tight and not moving well, your lower back moves too much and you cause yourself a low back issue. And that's one of the most common injuries in golf, and people are finding that if they improve their mobility, then they can golf for longer, or they can do their sport for longer. So if your body is, what I tell athletes and what I tell my patients is, treat yourself like your car.
Right.
You know, men love to keep their Porsches and their Ferraris and these things in top condition. You don't go drive it if you feel it's pulling to one side or the engine feels sluggish and these kinds of things. So same with our body. If we get on our bike or we go for a run and we feel like something's not quite right, human nature is, oh, I'll just push through it. And then to be upset after when you didn't get the time that you wanted. But if you maintain your body and you make sure all your muscles and joints work properly, that your bones are aligned, that you're moving well, that you eat well, you sleep well, you do the whole package, then your performance improves. And if you do happen to get an injury, say you would play contact sports or something like that, you heal faster. So it allows you to get back to, for example, if you're a professional football player, your job is to play football. When you're injured, your team's not very happy with you. But if you're injured, they also understand that there is risk of injury in a contact sport. So they put that into the picture, but they want to get you back out on the field as soon as possible. So that's our job.
Wow. That's a big job to have, actually. That's for sure.
It is.
Have you noticed like there's a certain sport or type of athletes keep coming to your clinic over and over, like from a certain genre, or is like generic?
I would say the athletes that use our services the most, it depends on the time of year. Depends on what sport is on. So triathletes leading up to competition, they train, they have a very heavy training schedule, and then they taper off before. So during that heavy training schedule, they come in more often to make sure that everything's aligned so that they minimize the likelihood that they get injured, which allows them to train better, have a better result when they compete. Then people who do heavy contact sports, martial arts, they tend to see us more. Rugby players, we just had a game this weekend. So it was the first rugby game, that live contact sport in Bahrain in the past 2 years. So there's plenty of them that are quite sore after that. And they know now with the education that we give them, if they leave it and ignore it, it turns into a bigger injury. If they come get it treated right away, it may only take a session or two, or it might just be we tell them something that they need to do at home, or a supplement that they need to take, or icing and the stretch, and they're good to go again in a week or two.
Amazing. Do you approach different athletes and sports differently, or is there like some kind of a base for all of them?
No, we do, absolutely. You mentioned before talking about people's personalities and their psyche. So different athletes have different personality types. Triathletes tend to be very OCD and very you know, they push themselves and they're very particular, and they're prone to overtraining because they push through pain. Because when you do a triathlon, it's not really a wonderful feeling throughout the race. Some part of the race, the last 5 kilometers might hurt a lot, but in your mind, that pain is worth it because you want to win or you want to finish the race. So there's that type of personality. Then you look at other personalities, different sports where they don't take their training as serious, and you have to try and instill in them that they still have to stretch. They still have to look after themselves. And as you age, your weekend warrior, you don't recover from those things as easily. So you need to look after yourself.
Wow, wow. If there's one of them that has like more catering to ADHD, let me know. I'll be joining that, that's for sure. It's like, I'll be all over the place.
Basketball.
Basketball. All right.
Pat is being something where you're bouncing around all the time.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I'll give that a try.
Actually, you know what?
Tell me.
Yoga and learning to breathe helps you with ADHD, because if you breathe properly when you're doing your sport, you decrease the firing of your central nervous system, and you're better able to combat those emotions and those feelings that you get in those types of situations.
Very insightful. Man, I see a lot of interesting things happening, exciting moments. And you've been telling me, like, even from athletes, but even as practitioners, you have a lot of Bahrainis working with you as well in the clinic, right?
We do, yes. So we have 30 staff, and we are at 50% Bahraini.
Amazing.
And we are 80% of those Bahrainis are females.
Okay.
So this year we're training 6 new therapists who have an interest in sports medicine, but they've never had the opportunity to be on the side of the field during a football game or Gaelic or rugby or boxing. So they're going to see what it's like to be a physiotherapist or an assistant or a manual therapist. In the clinic is one thing, but when you're at the pitch, it's sudden things happening quickly, and you have to make split decisions and you have to make judgment calls, and you don't have time to go,
right?
It has to happen right now. So that's a different style of practice, and that's a different skill set as well. And so that's something to learn. From there, you take that athlete and they come into the clinic, and then you're a patient in the clinic. That's where you spend a little more time looking at their psyche and how are they going to react? Which way should you speak to them? How are you going to connect with them with communication so that they buy into the treatment that you're going to give them? Because sometimes they don't want to do that treatment, or they don't agree to have time off. But you know, sometimes for some injuries you have to take time off. You can't train through them. Or if you've had ACL surgery, you've got 8 months of rehab usually to do before you can go to return to play phase. And so you're spending a lot of time with them, and you don't necessarily learn that in school. Even in North America, you don't learn that skill set in physical therapy school or chiropractic school or manual therapy school. So it's important for me to give them that opportunity to have. I'm not going to be here forever, but I want to impart those skills and that knowledge to them.
Well, first of all, please stay longer.
I'm going to stay for a while yet.
Okay,
don't
please.
worry.
We want to pass by, just in case I'd be a basketball player.
Yeah, there you go.
And secondly, I can feel that, I can tell right now they look up to you as a big sister, even as a mother, because you're so caring. It's like how you really went into details of how you make sure you bestow upon them and you convey the messages and you pass on what you learned to them. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
No, thank you so much for this.
You're welcome.
So with all this exciting talks and all of that, what's the future looking?
Oh, well, we're working right now on adding a couple of new services into our clinic. So one of them is naturopathic medicine. We have a doctor coming from Canada. His name is Dr. Tal. So if you're not familiar with naturopathic medicine, it is an 8-year degree, same as general medicine, but they look at healing the body from within. So they look at using lifestyle. So there's a portion of, if you studied allopathic medicine, there are specialties now like functional medicine or lifestyle medicine that you can take after you've done your general medicine degree. But naturopathy does that from the beginning. So all of us, chiropractors, naturopaths, GPs, we all study the first 4 years the same. It's pre-medical sciences. And then we branch off into our different fields. But naturopathic medicine really looks at, where does your food come from? What supplements can you take? How do we improve your sleep? Because if you don't sleep properly, you don't heal. So this is something that I think will complement the integrative model in our clinic very, very well.
I mean, 8 years is a lifetime. I mean,
it
definitely.
Is. It is.
I'm like, we can take a 3-month course. No, 8 years, buddy.
Yes, it's a long one. So that's something that we're adding. We're looking at, well, before COVID, we were looking at expanding and possibly building a new building. That's something that we put on the back burner, but that's something that we want to look at going forward again. And just some new training for our physios, pitch side sports training and things like that. Concussion management, because concussion is something that I'm very particular about, because you know, I don't mind if you're playing a sport and you've broken your finger and you want to continue, we can tape your fingers together.
Right.
That's not going to, you know, someone can go fix that after. I can send you to the orthopedic surgeon, they can fix that for you. But if you have a concussion and someone doesn't recognize that you have a concussion, or they allow you to continue to play, second impact syndrome can result in death. It can result in long-term mental issues, and it's something that I think there's not enough awareness here in the Gulf about concussions. So that's something that we're working on, becoming a specialized concussion clinic, so that boxers, contact sport, all these types of things can come. MMA fighters, they can be seen and monitored in the correct way, because healing a concussion is not only about rest. It's just like a normal sports injury of you have returned to play. You have to strengthen your bicep because you strained it. Same thing you have to do with your brain.
Amazing, amazing. Wow, a lot is going on.
Yes.
Just want to say thank you so much for this insightful, informative, and fun talk.
Oh, you're welcome.
I learned a lot right now. I think my IQ just went higher right now. Now I know I need to be a basketball player.
There you go, exactly.
Well, Amy, thank you so much for being with us right here on Bahrain Now. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a very insightful talk that took place with Dr. Amy from the In Touch Clinic right here on Bahrain Now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have fun with this talk, as tonight we have a life and performance coach, a certified ICF coach, both a hypnotherapist and a psychotherapist. Coach Linda Aujan, aka Coach Lind. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, but I'm super excited to be here. It's an absolute pleasure.
Likewise, I was super excited. I'm gonna meet you again after a long, long time.
Ages.
How you been?
I've been fantastic. It's been a learning journey, an experience, so I can't wait to share.
Amazing, amazing. So there's a lot going on here, you know, hypnotherapist, psychotherapist, even teleprompter were filled with all these words. There's an entire sentence, an entire line went for just hypnotherapist.
Yeah, yeah.
And a life coach. I mean, I always see life coaches as lifesavers, to be honest with you. You know, they give us the map for all of that. So to everybody, what is a life coach?
Well, I mean, but going back a few years, when I first started, people said, you're a talker, you can do this, you know, you can talk, you can be a life coach, as if that was the only requirement. And so that was hilarious. So I said, you know what, let me see what a life coach does. And through my journey, I've seen that a coach gives you awareness, gives you perspective through simple, powerful questioning. And so what would typically happen in a coaching session is the coach would help the client to achieve the goals that the client set for themselves.
Amazing.
And the goals would have to be SMART, meaning they'd have to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and there should be a time frame. And so through the powerful questioning, the coach would then challenge and hold you accountable to those goals that you set for yourself.
Right.
And then the strategies and whatever action plan that you set for that session. And so that is typically what a life coach does. Now, there are so many different coaches. And so if you look at life is a huge, it's a broad term.
Right.
So life could be anything from, why do I feel like this? Or I simply just want to reflect if I made the right decision.
Right.
Or do I really want to get married now? Do I want to have kids? So it could be so much. And even just taking performance from A to B. How do I, you know, upgrade what I'm doing right now?
Right.
How do I put forth a plan? What is my purpose? So it is a huge spectrum
Amazing, amazing. With that being said, are you free next week for a session?
Anytime for you, Bara.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. I'm flattered. So now, as you just described beautifully and articulately what life coach is, it seems like you will have to sometimes learn different personalities. It's like how you, like if a gamer will come to you versus, I would say, an athlete, or if a mom will come to you, then a dad and a son and all of that. You'll have to tune yourself to each personality to understand what's going on? Or is there like a basic base for everybody to start with, and then you understand what's going to happen?
Well, I mean, part of being an ICF coach, there are guidelines. So I would typically, from the various questions that I would ask before I start a session, I would say, what kind of coach do you want me to be?
Oh.
Do you want me to be a tough coach? Do you want me to be an easy, gentle coach with you? Because remember, part of it is to challenge and hold you accountable. So some people, some personalities, as you say, don't work well with, let's say, someone who's into tough love. You know, you can do this, go on, show me.
Yeah.
So it's really important to set the tone before you start with your clients so that there's that collaborative understanding.
Okay. You can be a tough coach?
You can be a tough coach.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
What do you lean more to, the soft or tough? Or?
Well, I work with whatever the client wants me to be. So if they really want me to push them to achieve, then that's what they get.
All right, I will need 2 sessions, one for the tough and one for the gentle. I want to see the difference. It's like, whoa.
Let's see how it goes. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
what made you do this?
Well, it's funny because whatever I wanted, it's funny how things just come to me whenever I have a thought of what I want. And if you go back to 2017, I had friends / colleagues at the time. They were like, Lynn, and remember, that was a time when coaching was, you know, emerging in Bahrain, and everybody was somehow becoming a coach. Now the market is saturated, of course.
Yeah.
Everyone's into mental health all of a sudden. And so in 2017, my colleagues were like, Lynn, you're a good talker. Now this is going back again to being a good talker.
I totally agree, actually, yeah.
Why don't you become a coach? See, so-and-so is a coach, so-and-so is a coach, so you can obviously be a coach. Go for it.
You can obviously do it, yes.
Thank you, Bara. So what was funny was I gave it a thought and I kind of paused on that. I like to reflect on decisions before going in for it. And so another friend of mine basically sent me some details, and they said, listen, if you want to be a coach, this is the organization. There's somewhere in Bahrain you could do this. And it was Claire Beckett McEnroy. She was basically a mentor to me, still is. And she was giving a course on how to be a coach. And what I loved about ICF is that they hold coaching to high standards of quality and ethics, which is super important, because people could share stuff with you and then be afraid that, you know, that information could be passed on. So that's what I loved about ICF. They're super ethical, very much into quality and high standards. And so from 2017, I took on that journey, and it's been a learning journey ever since. And that was the time that I made the decision that, listen, I love helping people. I love seeing transformations happen.
Wow.
I love it when I see somebody coming to me super depressed, and then 2 months down the line, they're achieving and their life is changing. Just to impact the quality of life on people. And that was when I made the decision. I said, no, I love this. This gets me high.
Right, you know, getting your dopamine rush all of a sudden.
Whatever gets your dopamine high.
Amazing,
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
I'm loving every word that's coming
Thank
right
you.
now here, and you're making it happen. But apparently life coach was not enough, because all of a sudden you added, you know what? Hypnotherapy, yes, coming up next.
Yeah,
and then psychotherapy. It, to me, is like, what's the difference?
I know. It's a mouthful for some. So 2020 happened. The pandemic came into the picture. And so just like everybody else, you know, I wasn't in a very good space. And I said, listen, I need to do something. I need to, you know, better help my clients, better make a better impact.
Okay.
And so I saw this ad online, and it was for Iman Nuruddin, Peaceful Warrior, as she's called on Instagram. and she was putting a course together for psychotherapy and hypnotherapy and
Wow.
CBT. So this just rang a bell, and I said, listen, I need to do this. There's something calling me here. And it's been a learning journey ever since. And what I loved about psychotherapy, now this is to answer your question, what is the difference? So psychotherapy is very different than coaching. Coaching is the simple, powerful questioning, whereas psychotherapy gives clients that psychoeducation. Why is it that I'm feeling this way, and what's actually going on psychologically? What tips can I give, and what tools can I give the person, you know, whether they're suffering from anxiety or depression, trauma, grief, just to understand the psychology behind it gives clients, or gives any person, just empowerment.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, I'm just hearing all of this right now, and I can feel like the amount of people you've met and the lives you've changed must be phenomenal.
Well, I like to call myself a vessel for that
A
change.
vessel.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because people have already made the decision to change. When they come and they contact you,
Okay.
they've already made that 50% change. They've made that decision to change something in their life. And so what's interesting about psychotherapy, to answer your question about hypnotherapy, hypnotherapy is a therapeutic technique that puts you in a trance-like state. Now you're gonna love this.
Yeah, the sound of it so far, I'm like, yes,
I can
I'm
see
there.
that. So it puts you in a trance-like state. And it's a guided process. So
Okay.
people think that, you know, it's going to be like one of those hypnotists on, you know, in a movie on a
Yeah.
stage where they say, you know, I've taken power over you.
Like Mysterio.
Exactly, and you have no control.
Yeah.
Where in fact you have total control over yourself and what happens in the session. And so the power of hypnotherapy is that it puts your cognitive mind to sleep and heightens your subconscious. It brings forth your subconscious. And that's where the magic happens. That's where the beauty happens. It could be used to change patterns, behaviors, you know, just reprogramming your subconscious.
Okay, 3 sessions, please. Just
Psychotherapy,
psychotherapy, actually make it 4. Psychotherapy, hypnotherapy.
hypnotherapy,
I said hypo.
coaching,
and the tough coach
the
and the
tough
soft
coach and the soft
So we
coach.
got 4.
Super.
Oh, that's
Done
gonna be
deal.
a busy,
Done deal.
busy
You're
week.
going to be a changed man after this.
On the stage, like, this is enough. Well, honestly, this is beautiful. I can't wait to see what other
Thank
stuff you're
you.
going to add to your resume, from hypnotherapy, maybe something else.
I'll be
Any
back
future
again.
plans?
Well, it's a learning journey.
Okay.
I mean, I do have a few ideas, nothing set in stone, but definitely you'd be the first to know once
Well,
anything is concrete.
This won't be our last time on TV. Definitely.
Not at
Next
all.
time we're going to have actual therapy, maybe. We're going to have the entire cast of Bahrain Now, you know, behind the scenes. Like, okay, no, we are all going to have some hypnotherapy here. You're going to be a
Hypnotize
duck.
everyone.
And you're going to
Yeah.
be, I don't know.
Exactly. And so what's important to know is that it's a learning journey. Now, what I did was psychotherapy, and it's a UK licensed psychotherapy.
Okay.
And the magic, the beauty in life is just trying out stuff.
Right.
Try. I have so many people telling me, what is my purpose? How will I know what is my passion? And I'm like, just try.
Just try.
Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to try.
A beautiful place to be at.
Exactly. And being aware is very powerful. Being aware of your thoughts, being aware of your emotions, because whatever you think, that gives birth to how you feel, and in turn how you act. And so just being aware of what you tell yourself and the stories you tell yourself, and not judging yourself for what emotions you feel. Validate them. There's no positive or negative emotion. There's no bad or good. They're just emotions. And they all have a meaning behind it. There's a reason why you feel that way. They're trying to tell you something. So if you look at anger, for example, just a quick example, anger means that you've suffered injustice. Just be kind to yourself. Understand what's going on, and just being aware of that. And lastly, breathe.
Breathe.
Breathe. breathing now is, you know, it's the in thing right now. Everybody's going into breathing.
Amazing.
And so whenever you're stressed, just remove yourself from the situation and breathe. A small inhale in and a longer exhale out.
Second time breathing today.
There we
Well,
go.
it's amazing. Well, Coach Lind, this has been an honor and a pleasure having you with us here on Bahrain Now. I can't wait to have you back again on the show.
Thank you so much, Bara.
Definitely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a deep dive talk, all that took place with Coach Lind right here on Bahrain Now. Ladies and gentlemen, they say every canvas is a journey on its own. And we are about to find out the journey of each with our next guest, Donna Doseri, artist and designer, as she gonna tell us about her paintings and talents. All that right here. Good evening, Donna. How are you?
Good evening, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very excited. I'm seeing a lot of things over here. You're giving me a challenge, Donna.
Oh, well, first of all, I want to thank you for having me. And this and I'm very happy and honored that you chose me, and this gives me more encouragement and motivation.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, it is challenging to actually have a talk with you right now because you're a very talkative person. But the thing is, there are so many styles here.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start. Normally, we're gonna have artists, you know, they have a certain style they focus on, and it's just we talk about the style and then we talk about their paintings. But I'm like, oh my God, we have realistic, abstract,
Yeah.
oil painting,
Yeah.
digital. How do you do all
Even
of this?
resin,
Oh
pouring
God.
colors,
Oh God.
pencil, everything.
When did you start, Donna?
Well, I started at a very young age. When I was only 11 years old, I started searching and learning about art on YouTube and internet.
Okay.
I didn't went to art classes or courses. Of course, when I went to courses or art classes, I will develop faster. But from internet, you can learn many stuffs on internet. I learned from YouTube channels the basics, the techniques, the tools I need, everything, literally everything. So yeah, I am now an abstract and digital artist.
Okay.
And also, I am good at many types of art.
I can see
Yeah,
that. I
but
can see
abstract is what I tend to do because
Okay.
I like texture. So you can find out here,
Yeah.
I have texture on this canvas.
that. Yes, you
I
do.
use wood filler.
What? Wood
Yeah.
filler? Where do you find those?
In Sugwag.
Well, thank you, Sogwagif.
Yeah.
They will like go there like, here comes Donna. Here you go.
yeah. Also, I use cement, tissues. Tissues can make you can make texture from tissues. I have a canvas with tissues, but I didn't bring it today.
Well, that's unfortunate. So cement, fillers,
Yeah.
tissues, and all
Everything.
everything
Yeah.
for your abstract style. This wasn't your first style, right? To begin with, what was your first?
My first style, I was drawing with pencils.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, I started searching about many kinds of art. I searched about pop art and caricature art. I
Okay.
also good at caricature art.
Really?
Yeah, because caricature art it doesn't need from you to be accurate in measurement also. So you can draw a circle or a triangle and you can make a face from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you didn't spend enough time on it. You just went to something else, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you went from characters. We're talking about anime or
no.
cartoons?
Cartoons, not anime.
Okay. Anime takes time, right? Manga and all of that.
I don't like anime
You don't
art.
like
No.
it. All right. Do you like BTS by any chance?
Not my. I like only one song,
right.
Butter.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, smooth like butter.
Interesting. Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
you know, because a lot of people like I see
I'm
when
not
they
an
go.
army.
Oh, you're not. Oh, okay. Well, that was sweet of you. A lot of people they go with manga and pop art, I would say, because BTS has been influencing them a lot. But apparently, you went more into, I would say, a more passionate, more artistic way of doing things. So now you started off with pencil
Yeah.
and cartoons. When did this happen?
This happens when I oil colors, you
Yeah.
mean? When I was 17 years old, I went to course with the Schweiter.
Okay.
Yeah, I learned the basics of oil colors and oil painting. And this I did it after the course.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't like oil paintings because you need oils and you need many stuffs. And sometimes you have a headache from because it's toxic. Yeah.
Really? I mean, but so is fillers, right? I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
Fillers, you don't have a headache because it doesn't have smell.
Okay.
Yeah, oils
Okay.
have a smell.
Interesting. So you did this after only one course?
Yeah. It was course for 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah.
It will take me a lifetime, maybe 3 years.
No.
This is amazing. This is amazing. It's just, now, here's the question. Before going to the plates, because I want to see what's going on over there. What makes you feel that once you're done with one style, it's time to move to another style?
Sometimes I be curious. I want to do more, and I have an Instagram account. I want to let them know many types of art. I don't want them just to know about abstract or digital. I want them to know about realistic art, many kinds of arts, and sometimes I do with air clay. Yeah.
You do air clay as well?
Yeah, air clay, and I can't remember. I do many stuff.
You do many stuff.
Also sewing now.
What?
Yeah.
You're sewing as
Inshallah,
well?
in the future, I will open my own brand. Now I'm working on my brand, Nuevo.
Okay, Nuevo. That's a nice name.
Yeah, it's a Spanish word. It's mean new in English.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Spanish. Yeah, Nuevo. Right.
Yeah.
Why? That's true. It does mean
Because I love Spanish.
you do.
And now I am learning the Spanish language. I know certain words from Spanish.
Where are you learning Spanish?
From a book.
From a book.
Yeah.
Okay. Because we have Madam Bayotti right now. She's a specialist in the Spanish language.
Oh, really?
She would love to have a talk with you, definitely. It's like, ¿Qué tal, amiga? Let's go. So we got your Spanish thing going on. You do a lot of arts. Now we have a plate here. What's
Yeah.
going on there?
Do you mean this one?
Oh,
This
God.
one only with resin. But this one, it's pouring colors with resin. Pouring colors is a very beautiful art.
I can see that.
Yeah, and
Wow.
and most of interior designers use pouring colors and abstract for their designs.
It's
So you
amazing.
can see here the glossy. This is resin.
How do you do this?
You take a color, acrylic colors,
Okay.
and you put with it a glue, the white glue for wood glue.
Okay.
Yeah. Then you will mix it with the water.
All right.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Then you will pour it into it. That's why it's named pouring colors.
You make it sound so easy, but
No,
I know it's
easy.
not.
No, it's easy.
To you,
Because
maybe.
there's a stuffs, it will mix glue, wood glue, and water. So
Okay.
you don't have to mix it by your own.
Okay.
You have to only put the color you want. So there's many stuffs for pouring colors that will make it easy for you.
This is
So this is
unbelievable.
not only artists can do it. Anyone can do it.
Me and my son can do that?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna burn down the house?
No.
You sure about that? Okay, I'll take your word for that. Definitely.
And this is resin.
Resin.
Yeah, you need a hardener and resin.
Okay.
And you need a balance, but I don't use balance because I don't have.
Okay.
I use only cups.
Okay.
So you have to put resin more than the hardener.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Wow.
And
wow.
there is specific colors for resin, but I use acrylic, and it's good.
Wow. So what is next in the adventures of Dana and the arts of world?
Inshallah, after graduating from university,
Okay.
because now I am studying at Bahrain Teachers College,
Okay.
I will start developing myself more. I want to be a professional artist because
Okay.
I want to help beginners and kids to develop their talent.
Amazing.
And also I want to open my own business, another
Okay.
than
All right.
brand. And I want to open my own gallery. And in this gallery, I want to do lessons for kids,
Okay.
not for beginners.
Right.
For kids, because I want them to love art. Because art is a very beautiful thing.
It is.
And art, everyone can do it.
I don't know about me, but from what
No,
I
you can practice.
can you teach me?
Yeah, of course.
I want to do that. I want to do
This
plates.
one?
Yeah. How long will it take me? 3 years?
No, you can now go to YouTube and you will learn. I learned everything from YouTube and internet.
You are an artistic genius. I don't like this is all done by one person. Even the arts right here that looks like a Tim Burton style from a Disney movie. This is crazy. It's like so you go, you see something you're interested in, you're curious, you spend time doing it until
Yeah.
you reach to a certain point, then you move on to the next style. This is pure brilliance. Like not everybody can do that. I can't, but you are
No,
able
you
to
can.
do so.
Everyone can.
You're too humble. That's for sure. You're too humble. This is amazing. Abstract, realistic, oil painting, plates, and you speak Spanish.
Yeah.
What more? There's more?
Sewing and fashion. I was sewing. You can see in my Instagram account.
Okay.
But now I stopped because I'm studying now, and I want to spend my time more in studying.
Okay, yeah, well, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have, you only have
I
24
don't
hours
have
a day.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, use it wisely. But hey, best of luck with your studies and best of luck with your future plans, whether it's the business, the gallery, and sewing, and
brand.
plates, and the brands. Oh my God, you got a lot going on. You have a lifetime of achievements
Yeah.
ahead of you.
Inshallah, I will make Bahrain proud of me, not only my family.
Well, I'm sure next time you're gonna be here again for our next episode. You won't
Inshallah.
have enough space for your work. It's like, what is going on?
Okay, we have a space here. I will put them there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
You know, makes life easier. Thank you so much, Donna, for
You're
being with us here on Bahrain Now. This has been a delightful talk.
Thank
Much
you
appreciated.
so much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you saw it yourself. Different styles, but one person achieving the impossible in the artistic world from one style to another. All that took place with Donna right here on Bahrain Now. Well, this brings us to the end of this episode. A huge thank you to all of our guests for joining us tonight. And of course, a huge thank you for watching us at home. As always, be sure to reach out to us on our social media accounts shown below. Until next time, Bahrain, this was Bara Abdallah. Good night and God bless.